Coming up on The Weekend View.
All the stars are back and tensions are high in the new trailer for The Devil Wears Prada 2. Can you believe it's been 20 years since the first one?
No.
I know, me neither.
And my favorite SNL cast member, Marcelo Hernandez, shares the tough career leap that landed him on SNL. Good choice, Papa.
And why Giggly Squad co-host Paige DeSorbo says her new Super Bowl ad is a dream come true and her ex-boyfriend's worst nightmare.
Bye. It all starts now
On The Weekend View. Run, Anna.
Oh, I'm supposed to run?
Hello and welcome to The Weekend View. So here we go. The trailer for the long-awaited sequel, The Devil Wears Prada 2, was released this week and is giving fans a glimpse at a reunion 20 years in the making. Watch.
Hello?
Well, look what TJ Maxx dragged in.
Sorry. Who is this? Do you know her? Do I know her?
I'm Andy Sachs. Andrea.
She was one of the Emilys.
One of the what?
Am I having a hallucination? Hi, Emily.
You also know her?
We were at Runway at the same time, Miranda.
Really? Where was I?
I don't know about you, but I love this movie.
Love it.
I'm very excited.
It never
Meryl
gets
Streep,
old.
Come on.
Never gets old. I've seen it I don't know how many times, and now it's had this resurgence with like Gen Z, and so I got to watch it with Paloma, and now she's quoting the lines.
Yeah.
So, like, why
It
is
is so
nobody
rare.
ready?
It is so rare that there is a movie that we all watched and we all loved.
Yes,
This, this is one of those.
Oh, it's so good.
Remember
What was
her-
the question?
Yeah, remember her speech about that's not lapis, it's cerulean.
Oh, yes,
blindly
yes, yes.
unaware. I mean,
It's the worst, like, dressing down of a boss of all time.
Oh my gosh! You who got
so
that
good.
lumpy sweater out of some.
The character that Meryl Streep plays is based on Anna Wintour.
Yes.
From Vogue magazine. And she's supposed to be a biatch. Right?
Yeah. I think it, you know.
Do you ever have a boss like that? I mean, besides Brian.
Oh, well, I was going to say, I think it's definitely based on her. I mean, there have been so many, there's been a lot of reporting that it was based on her, and they've even asked her about it, and she seems to be pleased with the depiction.
Yeah.
But I worked for someone like that.
My girlfriend's mother used to say, better to be looked over than overlooked.
Oh,
So I think that is what you...
Well, even if she's playing you as a bitch, if you're getting played by Meryl Streep,
I know.
I think I'm pretty. I feel pretty good about it too.
Exactly.
Right.
But the thing is, I worked for. I have found actually that when I have worked for women, they have been very, very hard on me, as opposed to some of the men that I've worked for.
Yeah.
And one woman in particular that I worked for at the U.S. Attorney's Office, I just hated her. And when I left, she explained to me that she knew that I was good and she wanted me to be the best. And so she was hard on me for a reason, and I can handle that. And I think that Meryl Streep's, the character, is sort of that person. She wants people to be the best.
Well,
definitely-
she's veering into abusive.
But you know she remembers Andy. Like, she's pretending she
you think
doesn't
so?
here.
She
I
remembers
guarantee.
her.
She, of course, she
Remember
left
when
a
she
mark
couldn't
on
get
her.
her flight and she goes, did you call the Coast Guard? And she's like, can you do that?
Exactly.
That was a little more than expecting her best. I trust your story was that.
Yeah.
But I think if I were abused, I'd want it to be like that in that movie because her lines and her speeches are so cutting that you feel like you should applaud.
It's worth it.
Well, her wardrobe improved in the movie.
Yeah, she did, and she got
better.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know my history of being fired, right?
You've been fired several times.
But
Which one?
Out of let's say 1, 2, 3, out of 4, 2 of them were women who fired me. One of them was Barbara Walters.
Yeah, Barbara Walters.
That's kind of an
fired you.
honor, though, right?
And I was
Feel that
fired
when you got fired for being the receptionist, you deserve to be fired.
At
No,
GMA.
I did not.
She got
you were
fired
like-
from Good Morning America.
She sucked, you guys.
yeah, there's no chance you were good at
as a receptionist. I don't know. That's your job.
You probably did get.
Instead of firing me, they should have given me a raise and a promotion.
Hired my first failing upward, they reserve that for men.
But you know, that's very good.
My first job was this, except lacking the glamour of being like Anna Wintour or Meryl Streep. And she did this actual thing we see in the trailer where she saw me years later and she's like, oh, my old intern, Alyssa. And I was like, I was your associate producer. Like, I was not an intern. But, like, you can't give them that grace. So I just was like, yeah, and moved on.
Yeah.
But these people exist.
They do.
And it's
yes.
actually good to have them early in your career because then every boss afterwards seems a lot more manageable.
like a
Do you know what I
Joyride,
wonder? I read that Sarah Jessica Parker had put in all of her contracts, her TV and movie contracts, that she got to keep the clothes. So she's got like warehouses and warehouses of the coolest clothes and shoes
That's
ever.
Yeah, but what's the
fantastic.
point?
I don't know, but if these people get to pick the clothes, then you sell it on the real and make a ton of money.
Okay, here's another
What are
one.
those clunky shoes?
They're very
The
practical
co-host
loafers.
of the Giggly Squad podcast, Paige DeSorbo, is starring in a Super Bowl commercial this Sunday. I guess you're going to be watching the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And she talked about how it's a dream come true in more ways than one. Let's watch the clip.
After I got the call and my agent was like, you're going to film this commercial, I was so excited. And then I thought, what's an event that all my ex-boyfriends will be seated for? They'll be watching. Well, how can I harness all that energy? Oh, a Super Bowl commercial. I'd actually like to throw them all in a group chat together and say, have at it. How have your lives all significantly gone down?
So revenge.
Yeah.
Can you
Success
relate
is
to
the best revenge,
I don't
right?
know. I
Success
watched
is
the
the best.
commercial and she's. I mean, if they blink, they'll miss seeing her on there. So she better be sure. She better be sure that they're sitting there. They don't take a bathroom break.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little petty. I like Southern Charm and. Which is a Bravo show where there's this terrific woman called Miss Patricia. That's the reason I watch. She's like this grande dame. But her ex-boyfriend was in shambles after that relationship went south. And I don't
This
even.
is it. This is
They
it.
thought they were gonna. Yeah, Craig. They thought they were gonna get. He thought they were gonna get married. So I kind of feel a little sorry for Craig because he's been very heartbroken.
I am squarely Team Paige with due respect.
Why did they break up?
He did not like that she had more professional success than him. This woman has sold out Radio City,
then that ad is
Musical
gonna kill him.
countless times. Giggly Squad is constantly one of like the top best performing podcasts. She's hilarious. She's awesome. One of my favorite producers wanted The View to hire her for my job, and I'm not even mad about it because I love Paige DeSorbo so much.
But you would like Craig. He keeps animals. He makes pillows.
nice.
He's trying to do like a lifestyle life.
He's nice, but he doesn't have a...
light.
If
I
he's
don't like
threatened
it.
by women who shine bright.
Yeah,
that's
he's
tough.
nice, but then he's like not doing well.
No, be small, Sonny. Be
I think
small.
he's doing okay. He's made his little pillow making business
He
into
makes
a
pillows?
Radio
Yeah, but
City
he sells them.
Musical.
He sells them on the internet.
Here's another story. Valentine's Day is around the corner. That we know.
Yeah.
And according to an article in The Independent, there are Valentine's Day gift deals being offered on gym memberships, cosmetic injectables, and laser treatments.
Nothing says I love you like
But
I know.
But here's the thing. Would you be offended if your husband gave you one of these?
No, I'm a practical person. If it serves me, thank you. Thank you very much.
So if your husband came to you and said, you know what, how about here's Ozempic for you. Maybe you lose a few pounds.
That's an expensive shot. I'd be like, thank
But
you, Max.
wouldn't you say, why do you think I'm
She'd
fat?
say, how much can I resell it to Anna or Joy for?
Leave me out of this,
No.
okay?
No, I wouldn't care. I'm not, I mean, I would love romance, whatever that is, but I'm also very pragmatic. So if you bring me something I use or could use, I will be grateful you thought of me.
I know, but my husband likes to get me stuff like internet-y things, and Brian often does this where you can plug the thing in and it charges or whatever.
Brian gives great electronic gifts.
Yeah.
But that is not an insulting gift. To give somebody injectables means your face is falling
I don't know.
apart.
I think I would like it. Like if Manny was like, here's a one-year membership to your favorite Pilates studio or your
Those are
yoga studio,
expensive.
or gift certificates for massages. That's self-care stuff.
Massages is
Massages
great.
is
like
different.
that. Oh,
I
please.
like
no,
that.
And it's not
You want to give me a
insulting.
little free Botox? I'll
I
take
think
that.
unless your spouse has asked for gym membership, Botox, or laser treatments, do not give it to them.
not.
Really?
It could backfire.
I
If my
agree with
husband
you.
came to me and was like, here's a gym membership right now, he would no longer be with us.
Well, right now, that's true. Right now, that's true.
But Botox, too.
Give him a couple years and then you'll love it.
You know the difference between an insulting gift and a nice gift? You know.
If someone gets you
Yeah.
a gift, it's not insulting. It means they thought of you. They can miss the
so
mark,
maybe
but
it's
it's not insulting.
You know, you're a cheap date.
I know.
She's easy.
You know what, though?
I absolutely know this.
A hell of a lot better for your wrinkles to shrivel than for the flowers to shrivel. So I'm all in. Give it to me.
From the moment they give you flowers, the flower is dying in front of you. How romantic is that?
How about we give the guys something to correct their erectile dysfunction? How do you think that would work out?
Oh, I think he'd be
Here's something for your Peyronie's disease.
That's a good point, because I think if you gave your partner or your spouse a gym membership, they may not like that.
Oh, Al would love it.
He would?
Yeah, he's a gym rat. He would. Oh, you would love it too?
Yeah. Oh, you see?
But you're in good shape.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
The Weekend View is sponsored by Rock Skincare, clinically proven and dermatologist recommended.
Welcome back. So Marcelo Hernandez is a standout cast member on SNL with a new comedy special called American Boy. But he made a big career pivot to follow his dream. He was recently on the Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard podcast and talked about his decision to walk away from a soccer scholarship. Take a look.
I had to go to them man to man and tell them, like, hey, I'm leaving the team. I want to do stand up.
Yeah, you're basically saying you bet on me.
And I'm bawling. It's ugly cry. The coach looks at me and he goes, you're going to tell the guys. I literally blacked out. I don't remember what I said. With something like your career or your passion, because it was so difficult, all of those second thoughts I had, I was able to kill them.
So he took a big career risk by giving up a scholarship to go into one of the most iffy professions you could ever try to. I did it. I know what it is. What do you think? Did you ever do anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, I left the practice of law to go to CNN full time. And it was just this.
Well, that was a step up.
I was doing very well. You know, my bonus as a lawyer was more than what I was making at CNN.
I know, but people fail in TV.
But you wasn't guaranteed. And by the way, I was fired after a year. So I took a huge leap.
Still, they say to you, okay, we're going to give you this job on CNN. You still have your law license.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, you can go back to that. Of course you would take that risk.
No, it felt like a huge risk, and it was a risk financially as well. And I remember I had to speak to Manny about it. And I said, you know, my dream has always been to be a journalist. I have a journalism degree. I just want to try this out. And he said, let me do the bills for the next couple of years. Let me project the budget and let me see if we can afford it, because he had just opened up a practice and he crunched all these numbers and he said, I think I can carry us for 3 years. And that was 20 years ago.
Right.
But he allowed me to do it, but he allowed us to be able to do it.
You
but
need a partner.
I was terrified.
You know, I am so proud of this kid, Marcelo Hernandez, and so happy that he is shining the way he is. Yeah. Because at a time when immigrants and Latinos feel like they're under such attack, he is out there bringing joy and bringing laughter and telling our stories in a way that's humorous. I got the chance to be at at the filming of his Netflix special, which he did in Miami. And I love the way he credits his strong Latina immigrant mother with instilling him with these values and this work ethic. His mom is Cuban, and his dad is Dominican, and his stepdad who's been part of the family for forever, is also Cuban, and but he's kind of like pan-Latino. Yeah. And he shows up and he stands up, and I think he's a big part of why there's now so many skits on SNL that have a Latino representation. Yeah, it's great. I love him, Mr. 305. I wish him so much success.
Well, everyone's gonna be Puerto Rican for the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. I also love two things that he directly told his teammates. I think that's really important to say, like, I'm walking away from a commitment, but this is something I want to pursue. And I read that he actually started a scholarship at his alma mater for people who want to go there and attend and for like
wow.
mentorship services. So he just seems like a good guy too.
Yeah. I think when you have that naggy voice, you want to do something that regret of not answering it will weigh heavier than failing.
Probably.
Yeah.
I always
so
say that.
I do think that like the path he was on, the soccer was probably the safer route. Everything was good. It was a promise. He clearly was good enough to have a scholarship, but that voice will never go away.
Yeah.
I mean, you left teaching to
I
try
liked everything.
stand-up.
Yeah, but I think if you have a talent for something, you should pursue it. Because not everybody has a
But
talent
it's
for
hard to
something.
tell, though. That's the difference. With soccer, you get a scholarship. There are people around you saying your statistics, this,
that's why it's
you're great.
That's why they call it a risk.
That's what I mean. Is with even stand-up, it was a risk.
I think it's very risky, even if you have a talent. Like, let's say someone is a wonderful painter, a wonderful artist.
Right.
How do you really make a living at that? Even though it brings you joy, it brings you passion. You know
what they
for
say,
it.
Sonny, that when you're on your deathbed, you're going to regret what you didn't do, not what you did do.
Yeah, I think
So
that's true.
I think that's an important consideration, depending on how old you are, I guess, too.
Yeah,
that's true.
Even at my advanced age, though, I'm now throwing myself into playwriting. You have to change
your playwriting. You're
the
going to be watercoloring.
My painting, I go for it. Go for it.
Myfirstexhusband.com.
You can buy the tickets.
She's selling your play.
My first ex-husband.
Anna, did
¿Qué
you ever
pasó?
take a big career change, Ollie? You?
Are you asking me this?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I never thought I'd end up on TV, and sometimes I speak at a lot of colleges. I was at Dartmouth this week, and I get asked this question a lot by kids like your kids' age. They say, "How do we get on TV?" or "How do we work in politics?" And I always say to them, don't be so focused on the fastest way to go from point A to point B, because sometimes life throws you detours, and if you are so focused on putting the next step in front of you, you miss the detours and the opportunities that may come your way, and that may change your life completely.
And it only seems like the direct route when you're looking backwards, not when you're looking forward.
And they're not always obvious. Like, I remember when I was working on Capitol Hill for a number of years, I was struggling financially. They don't pay young staffers much at all.
Nothing.
And I kept feeling this urge. I'm like, should I go to K Street and lobby? Should I go work at a nonprofit or work for a trade association and make more money? And I was like, no, I feel like what I'm learning now is going to serve me so well in the future. And I'm glad that I didn't chase the immediate dollar signs and stuck with what I was passionate about and felt like I was having an impact
It's
on.
hard working, especially for the government, because, you don't get paid any money. I remember so many nights eating ramen noodles.
Yeah.
I mean, I must have eaten ramen
God,
noodles.
that ramen noodles, that sodium.
Every single day.
You must have been so bloated.
It's delicious, though.
That explains my face in those photos.
I have never had ramen noodles.
Oh, you're missing out.
And I go by bars, ramen noodle bars all the time. And I'm like,
those are that's like high-end ramen.
This is one that wouldn't be destroyed in an apocalypse. All you need is a little water.
Yeah, top ramen.
There's no nutritional value, but you can
Have you ever eaten
top
these things?
ramen.
What, ramen
It's another
noodles?
student thing, too.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who hasn't eaten ramen noodles?
Anna Navarro.
I am telling you, they're not popular in Miami. I've never seen a ramen noodle.
Arguably, they're a necessity, not really
it's more of a
popular.
financial struggle kind of thing.
Why in the hell would I eat a ramen noodle where I can eat a taco if I got no money?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Mejor me como una empanada.
Pasta fazool. Go for. I always say, I was raised, and we didn't have money when I was a kid. Pasta fazool.
What is that?
It's really called pasta fagioli, which is pasta with chickpeas. Pasta fazool. Cheap. It's not expensive and delicious.
That's better for you than
Does it come in a cup where you just add water?
No, you have to actually cook it. Okay, there's a viral trend of men who are sharing very detailed notes they keep in their phone about their partner, everything from their favorite flowers and date spots to their bra size and favorite snacks.
Their bra size? Why do we need that?
In case they want to buy you a bra. Does your husband keep a running list of your favorite things, ladies?
I don't think Manny does that, but what I will say, a recent thing he's done is near his office, there's this little store. My favorite candy is marzipan, like marzipan.
Oh, yeah.
And he just all of a sudden is like, here you go. And he's been giving me marzipan like once or twice a week.
Oh, that's so nice.
I know, I don't know what he wants.
You know what he wants.
And he's gonna get it if he keeps on bringing that marzipan.
How about Al? Al treats you, does that for you, has a list?
A list?
Yeah.
He's got a list of the things he wants. He's constantly sending me a list of, okay, I need, buy me this, buy me that, buy me this, buy me the. He sends me grocery lists of the things that he wants, depending on what fat diet he's on that week. No, any list he keeps is about him.
I have a girlfriend.
How about Steve?
No, he doesn't have a list. He doesn't.
How does he choose your gifts?
He buys me flowers all the time. That's
That
easy.
is so
He
sweet.
just
Not,
gets me
not,
flowers.
not on a birthday, not on a, just like a
No,
regular
how-
week.
What do you mean, every week? So he should
What,
bring
he
me a
gives them
gift?
to you for Halloween? What is,
No,
when does he
he'll
give
give
you?
like Valentine's next
Yeah.
week. He'll give me flowers. I know how he would bring me
that's
gifts. Yeah. And like that. But I was going to say, I have a friend who has a lot of dinner parties, and she has a list of everybody's allergies and food preferences.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's very
You know,
organized.
you go to her, she's, you're lactose intolerant.
Well, you know what? You don't want somebody that's lactose intolerant and you give them dairy at your
How
dinner
about-
party.
how about-
That could go
Oh,
very
I
wrong.
understand you're gluten-free. So that's what she does. We'll be right back.
The Weekend View is sponsored by Rock Skincare, clinically proven and dermatologist recommended.
So Sunny was recently on the Behind the Table podcast with Brian, and they talked about plans for the Super Bowl. Let's watch it.
You'll get a kick out of this. I have a good close friend who is giving a Super Bowl party. And Bad Bunny is performing. And so I'm not really that interested in the football part of it, but I love the commercials, and I cannot wait to see Bad Bunny perform. She's having like 30 to 40 people at her house.
That's a lot.
I don't think I can do that much peopleizing and then also be able to listen to the commercials and listen to Bad Bunny. So I had invited 10 people over to my house. Some fellow Puerto Ricans, so we're going to understand everything that he says, that everything that Bad Bunny is singing. And she wants my 10 to go to her house. And I actually texted her and I said, I do not think I can do that much peopleizing. And I don't.
And I need you
enjoy
watching
it.
commercials and watching the halftime
Because
shows.
we're
so you
gonna
can
talk about it
the
on
show.
Monday.
Absolutely. You can say,
Exactly.
my boss said I can't do it. Feel
Exactly.
free.
You know what? That's what I'm going to use.
That's good.
Because it's just a lot of peopleizing sometimes.
Wait a second. My boss said I can't do it?
Yeah.
That's actually a good excuse.
There's a very easy way to just slip out of a party. You know, I've
You
done
are
it many
very
times.
good at an
Yes,
Irish exit.
Not with
Well,
10 people in tow.
Yeah, I invited people to the house. So
And it'd be
how do I?
a third of this woman's party.
Yeah.
Just
Like, how do
exiting.
I exit? I can't. I
And do you
can't do
provide
it.
the party bus, or does everyone drive? Like,
Yeah,
what do you do?
it's just too much. But you're very good at it. Manny and I have now started to do that.
No,
we
but-
actually did it at a party where his sister was at, and we just we looked at each other, we gave each other the, okay, it's time to go, and then we just left. And then as we're on our drive home, on the car thing, the computer comes up, Helen, did you leave? And I was like,
But the Irish exit's more polite because you
It's
don't want to
polite.
take down other people's moods by
Yeah.
being like, oh, the night's
Yeah,
over
you
for
just
me.
slip
You just
out.
quietly slip out.
No, but the thing is, I slip out of my own parties.
she did that to me.
Yeah,
I
at
brought
my
just
house.
a few people to your house.
That was 10 people.
Somebody brought 10 people to my house one time.
It was.
And they were having a good time, and I was getting tired, so I went to bed.
Yeah.
She just goes to
Love
bed.
that.
We're drinking. About an hour later, I just see Steve in the corner. I think he's reading. And then I'm like, where's Joy? And he said, oh, she left. She went to bed. And I felt so...
That happens in my house all the
felt
time.
so-
Okay, yeah. So, Joy, what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Oh, funny you should ask. I am starring in my own play, My First Ex-Husband, in New Jersey.
Oh.
Yes.
On Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day weekend.
And you're going to be in the play.
I will be in the play. It's at the George Street Theater in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Come if you're out in New Jersey.
Oh, that's a good Valentine's Day like gift.
Yeah.
Nothing like talking about our exes on Valentine's Day.
That's true.
Everyone
It's a
else.
very good thing. Everybody
funny-
talks about their divorce
it's a
on
funny show.
Valentine's Day. I mean,
Oh,
come
is
on.
that a thing?
Yeah. Why not?
You know what? It's also a great, if somebody's single, it's a great play to go see.
Yeah.
It's a cautionary tale.
That's a good one.
Behind the Table is available wherever you get your podcasts, or you can watch us on YouTube. Have a great day, everyone, and take a little time to enjoy the Weekend View.